So the kids here, they wanted to ask me if I was a YouTuber. So
What's up, y'all?
what's going on, y'all?
Nothing.
How was school? Did you learn something today?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Stop playing.
What's your YouTube name?
The Property Brothers.
Dang.
Top of the morning, beautiful people. We are here getting ready to go over to Forney, Texas. So if you clicked on this video, you want to know the worst neighborhoods in Forney, Texas. Look at my son, he's back here just kind of doing his thing. Marquez, come here.
Hello.
My name is Mark here with the Living Here in Dallas team, and if you're wanting to stay up to speed about the Dallas market, then tap the subscribe button, turn the notifications on as we drop new videos weekly. Ain't that right? Yes, sir. So whether you're looking to move in the next 9 days or 90 days, just give us a call, shoot us a text, or send us an email, and we'd be happy to make it a smooth move down to the Lone Star State. So before we hop into today's videos, where I'm going to be showing you in 4K some of these communities, I want to say that I am a licensed realtor, and by law, I cannot steer you in any direction. So for the purposes of today's video, I'm using data from crimegrade.org, and then also some recent article clips from news outlets there in Forney. So now that we've gotten the politics out of the way, let's hop into this video. On the list is going to be Mustang Creek. So this one was a bit of a stretch, as it's not really that bad, but in comparison to some of the top tier neighborhoods, this one is just okay. A lot of these homes were built in the early 2000s. This neighborhood is going to be more established with more mature trees. You're going to see that kind of older homes and whatnot. And there is a pretty good renter to ownership ratio in this neighborhood. It's located not too far from the shopping areas over there in Forney. It's just about a mile or two from Highway 80, which is, the main highway running through Forney. So that's always very, very convenient. Now, in regards to crime, what you tend to experience in this neighborhood is going to be, petty theft. You have some car break-ins, maybe a couple of robberies, but nothing too out of the ordinary. You should always lock your car doors. To me, that's just common sense. And as my grandma used to tell me, trust everyone, just don't trust the devil inside them. Now, if you're wondering about the price point for this neighborhood, it's going to be anywhere from $280,000 to $450,000. So it's a pretty decent price point, for buyers that are looking for their first home or investors looking for some good rental opportunities. So like I said, as I'm rolling through right now, I can see there's a bit of trash on the ground. Some of these lawns are being kept up pretty nicely. Some may be a little bit more overgrown. You have some nice big mature trees. Some of these are kind of dead, but all in all, this neighborhood looks pretty peaceful, pretty quiet. Like I said, I don't see a whole bunch of crazy cars on the side. Sometimes in some neighborhood, you'll see like a bunch of cars, 5 or 6 at each home, and that can get a little bit, it just looks a little not as kept up. So from this standpoint, this is looking pretty nice, guys, honestly. But like I said, a couple of homes here have some of those solar panels. I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm not the biggest fan of solar panels, man. That is hard to sell when you get ready to sell your house to move on to the next one, and you're gonna end up having to pay them off. And honestly, unless you have an older home, I don't really see the point of solar panels, because the new homes are so energy efficient that it kind of defeats the purpose. So if you're buying a new home and then put solar panels on it, shame on you. You're hurting yourself. So as we look at the exterior of some of these homes, they're all brick all the way around. Like I said, I love the big mature trees. Got a couple Cowboys fans in the neighborhood. So, it's Texas. Everybody loves the Cowboys, and that's kind of how they roll. Like I said, Mustang Creek is the number 5 neighborhood on this list. So let's get ready to hop into this next one. Trinity Crossing is going to be a newer neighborhood. This one is primarily a Lennar starter community with homes for sale varying from $220,000 to $385,000. They started developing this community in 2019, and it's located on one of the worst roads in Forney for traffic. That's Clements Drive, guys, I'm telling you. It's literally a 1-lane street all the way to the highway, and it's always backed up due to the amount of homes that are serviced by this road. Luckily, Trinity Crossing is located right off the highway, so you really don't have that far to go down, but it still can be a headache during rush hour. So with these homes, you can see they have the brick exterior, and some of them even have some of the hardy backer board, and that's what kind of makes this community a little more affordable. These were all kind of what you would call express homes, right? These are gonna be builder grade, limited floor plan options, but I mean, right now it's like October and people have their, Halloween decorations out, probably gonna do some trick-or-treating when the time comes. As I'm looking around, most of the lawns are kind of kept up here. It's pretty nice as far as the lawn is being kept up, no high grass and weeds. Now I imagine that the HOA here probably does a pretty good job of making sure everyone is keeping their lawns up, keeping it mowed and that sort of thing. I'm not seeing any, there's a few cars on the street, but nothing that's too crazy. I haven't seen any cars that are out of commission, leaking oil on the road and all of that. So not too bad. I've seen a couple of dead trees, but other than that, pretty typical. Now, in terms of crime, you may have some thefts and robberies in this neighborhood. There's gonna be probably kids checking car doors. You may even see your neighbors complain about different things. And it's always good to be a part of one of those, Nextdoor or the Ring community apps to see what is going on in your neighborhood. Now, there have been some reports of possession charges with people having different controlled substances, usually the green leafy kind. But other than that, it's relatively safe. Now, what I will say is this neighborhood is close to two of the other communities that have had some elevated crime patterns, and we're gonna touch on those later in the video. So what we have here is going to be a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom, just over 1,260 square feet. As you can notice, you have the hardy backer board on the exterior, all the upgrades on the inside with the laminate floors, stainless steel appliances. So this is the type of home that you can get in this community. And now let's go and check out this next one. So again, Clements Ranch really is a nice neighborhood, and most of Forney is low on crime in comparison to other cities around the Metroplex, like downtown, for instance. But when you take it into consideration, the other neighborhoods around Forney, Clements Ranch has definitely seen an uptick in crime-related instances, and it's also right next to one of the neighborhoods that's had a spike in a lot of crime over the last couple of years. One of my buddies is a police officer here with Forney PD, and he's told me that, they've responded to car thefts, robberies, domestic violence calls, they've had firearm possessions, there's been some shootings in this area, and at least one murder that has happened in this community. Now, the price range in this neighborhood is gonna be between $350 to $500K, and I believe they're finishing the final phases as far as the builders are concerned. Now, with this neighborhood is located closer to the lake and farther from the main shops there in Forney, it could take you anywhere from 10 to 20 minutes, just depending on traffic. So as I'm rolling through this neighborhood, man, I'm telling you guys, it really looks nice. It's got the brick veneer, some of these have stone on them. Most of the lawns are manicured pretty well. People are really taking care. You have some yard of the month signs in people's yards. And like I'm saying, guys, it's still a pretty nice neighborhood, but I'm always gonna keep it 1,000 with you and keep you up to date on what's actually been going on from, like I said, the local news outlets. And then we also asked ChatGPT about some of these things. So as you can see, pretty good neighborhood. It's somewhere that you can definitely get an affordable house, but again, always wanted to do your research and keep these things into consideration before you move on down to Dallas. Now, this home is going to be a 4-bedroom, 4-bathroom, just over 2,400 square feet of interior space, and this one is located on the lake, y'all. So as you can see, it has a nice exterior with the brick and some stone. It also has the nice big wooden door. When you take a look at the interior, it just is gorgeous. Got the laminate floors. So Travis Ranch is a behemoth in size, guys. Honestly, as we've been filming this video, I felt completely lost as there's streets upon streets, there's homes everywhere, and it can be a bit overwhelming if it's your first time, coming over to this area. So the original part of Travis Ranch was started in the mid-2000s, and they're still building new homes over here today. There's a good mix of established homes, and then you have newer ones as well. So this neighborhood starts at around 300,000 and goes all the way up to 600K. Some of the homes here even line the banks of Lake Ray Hubbard, which is a really nice lake if you are into that sort of lake living. So as you can see by some of the homes, you have some homes that lawns look really good. Like this tree almost looks like it's pretty much dead, and it's really the middle of October, so it shouldn't be all the way dead like that. You know, some people have taken really good care of their lawns. Others look a little overgrown. I've seen some roofs that may need some replacing. I've seen some fascia on the outside of the homes that may have some wood rot because it hasn't necessarily been taken care of to the best of their abilities. So it's kind of a mix in this neighborhood of what you're getting. But I'd say overall, the properties look to be in good shape, even though they are, like I said, from the 2000s. So I also see a few of these homes that have their decorations showing a little community pride. They want to celebrate the Halloween, which I'm not a big fan of Halloween. Me and my family don't celebrate that. So let's talk about crime over here. Now, because this area is so massive, crime is just not great, to be honest. You know, there's been some car thefts, robberies, there's been domestic violence, there's a couple of shootings that have happened, and there have been some murders that have happened in the past. Like I said before, I'm always gonna keep it 1000 with you guys, and that's why I know you come to my channel for the real raw deal facts. Like I said before, I'm getting these facts from, the local news articles, the police departments, and websites like crimegrade.org or neighborhoodscout.com. So I always advise you to go to these websites and do your own research, especially when you're moving to a new area. Outside of the crime reports and whatnot that we've actually talked about and heard about, Travis Ranch is not bad in comparison to some of the other cities. Like I said, downtown Dallas, your crime grades are gonna be way lower than it is here, especially with the amount of crime that they have going on in the city. So overall, that's just a scoop here in Travis Ranch. Now, we talked about how large Clements Ranch was. Well, Windmill Farms is even bigger. This subdivision is located just north of Highway 80, and it's right where North Forney High School is. Like in this subdivision, you can't even get around unless you have a GPS. It's just that big, guys, and I'm not exaggerating at all. And the crazy thing is they're still building new homes. Like this part right here, you can see the mature trees. It's a little bit older, but they're building newer parts of this subdivision as well.
What's up, y'all?
So the kids here, they wanted to ask me if I was a YouTuber. So what's going on, y'all?
Nothing.
How was school? Did you learn something today?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Stop playing.
What's your YouTube name?
Property Brothers.
Dang.
Now, the price point for these homes are gonna range between $250,000 on the older part, and it'll go up to about $450 or $500 in the newer side. They started this neighborhood in the early 2000s, and there's quite a lot of rental properties over here located in Windmill Farms. I wanna say there's some traditional rentals, there's some Section 8s. Investors have definitely bought a few properties in this neighborhood, and some of the homeowners who've moved on to bigger and better homes have kept these starter homes and turned them into cash flowing assets. So when it comes to crime in this neighborhood, you have your car thefts, you have your robberies, possession of controlled substances, and possession of firearms. There's been some domestic violence calls, some shootings have happened as well, and there's been some stabbings reported. And unfortunately, murder has happened over here as well. And again, guys, I don't want you to think this is happening every single day, because it's not, but it is enough happening over here that has people around town talking. And that's stuff that's happened in the past, but I always want to make you aware because no one else will, right? I don't make the news, I just report it. And quite frankly, if you ask anybody out here in Forney about Windmill Farms, 9 times out of 10, they're probably going to agree with what I'm saying. And, I understand that some people are going to disagree, and, you can drop us a comment down below and let us know what you think. And when it comes to Forney as a whole, I definitely love it here. I own rentals here as well, so that should tell you what I think about the area. But if you're wondering what this area is really like, you can check out this video right here. And if you're thinking about making a move in 9 days or 90 days, just give us a call, shoot us a text, or send us an email, and we'd be happy to make it a smooth move down to the Lone Star State.